Welcome back to SCP Meet. It's been a while. And today we're going to be going over SCP-3999. Pretty sure I said 3,999. I got lost. I thought it said 39,999. Wasn't that? 3 nines, not 4. Today we're going to be going over what is called I am at the center of everything that happens to me. Alright, so someone gave me a recommendation on this saying that it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm curious to go over it and see what it's all about. I heard this one is also supposed to be kind of different. There's a quick little summary I wanted to read here. So SCP-399 is also known as I am at the center of everything that happens to me. Is an entry chronicling the story of researcher Talloran, yeah. Talloran, a scientist at the SCP Foundation who has become the target of a malevolent entity whose sole purpose is to make one person's life into unending torture. Though beginning with just a small inconveniences, the entity's sadistic games soon spiral into completely rewriting Talloran's reality into a ceaseless nightmare, which he describes being in for literally Talloran's reality into ceaseless nightmare, which he describes being in for literally millions of years. So it's kind of like a mental game here where it's all through the perspective of a man editing his SCP entry here, researcher Talloran that is, and it is something that's supposed to be unfolding for millions of years. It's kind of interesting because it kind of reminds me of Junji Ito's Long Dream, the guy who is trapped in his own dreams and it lives for millions and millions of years and he's just trapped in this hell. So I'm kind of curious, but without further ado, let's keep diving in. Which it's object class Apollyon, which an Apollyon class, because this is a first of our kind that we've seen. Apollyon classes SCPs are anomalies that cannot be contained, are expected to breach containment imminently, or some other similar scenarios. Such anomalies are usually associated with world-ending threats of some kind and require a massive effort from the Foundation to deal with. So a big deal. It always feels kind of like that a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Always kind of world-ending stuff. It can never just be like one fucking guy. You know what I mean? Well, I guess Cousin Johnny was kind of like one dude, but still even then it was like, oh, big guy. Which the special containment procedures, as always, are SCP-399 cannot be contained at the present moment and currently poses a ZK class end of reality scenario. Jesus fucking Christ. God damn, dude. Let me backtrack that. I got a big ass fucking booger in my nose. ZK class end of reality scenario. Some fucking Thanos shit right there. Snap of a finger. It's all gone. The most advisable course of action is for research Talloran, believed to be the focal point of SCP-399, to remove himself from contact with all Foundation sites and personnel to avoid further collateral damage to Foundation property. It is theorized that if researcher Talloran is contained in an extremely secluded area, then the destructive capabilities of SCP-399 will temporarily cease, be contained, preserve some remnants. Okay, well, there's all kinds of crossed out shit there. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but basically he has to be completely isolated. That sucks. It's all based around one guy, and they're just like, we're gonna put you out in the middle of nowhere, okay? And that's the only way it's gonna help. God, how do you even break? That's like it's pretty much a prison sentence, it feels like, right? Mm-hmm. Especially a guy who like works for the Foundation. Hey, you know, you work here and all this things just ran. Hey, you're done. I wonder if they tried to like sway it like it was some kind of promotion or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Give him like a big bonus or something at work. And then we get another preamble here, which is what we're going to find is that, so the whole thing is that researcher Talloran, I believe, is updating the documents, or the documents are updating, and he's getting messed with by this weird anomaly by SCP-3999. So we get another entry again that reiterates, the most advisable course of action is for researcher Talloran, believed to be the focal point of SCP-3999, to remove himself from contact with all human populations to avoid further collateral damage to the Earth and its societies. It is theorized that if researcher Talloran is to terminate himself quickly in a secluded region, then SCP-399 will be decommissioned. Like an old Ferris wheel. Decommissioned, huh? Researcher Talloran cannot leave the Foundation. Are you sure about that? Seems like he already did. Seems like they're fucking putting him out there. The most advisable course of action, oh my god. How many, is it, we're just reiterating this all goddamn day? The most advisable course of action is for researcher Talloran, believed to be the focal point of SCP, to remove himself from contact with all animal life to avoid further, what was he doing to animals? Well, what's he doing, huh? Oh, unless they're talking about godless heathens, he thinks that we're apes. To avoid further collateral damage to Earth and its biodiversity. Jesus Christ. It is theorized that if researcher Talloran is to live out the rest of his life in a small shack, isolated from all the animal life and as much plant life as possible. Okay, now they're getting really specific. A small shack. Can't even give the guy a nice fucking house when we keep reiterating this bullshit. Research is currently continuing as to how to negate the effects of SCP-3999. Currently, proposals include launching it into the sun. They're gonna shoot the Talloran. What's Talloran's first name?
We don't know.
Is what I want to know. Okay, I'm gonna say Greg. Because saying Talloran is sending me up a fucking wall. I'm gonna say Greg. What a fucking... You know, people, there's the saying that people say where it's like, oh, you were dealt a bad hand with life. Poor Greg, man. That is the shitty... I mean, like, to be like, the only way to actually save humanity is to shoot yourself into the goddamn sun. Brutal. Researcher Greg's family is to be summarily executed one by one. The process is to be carried out by trained agents selected from a variety of mobile task force, including MTF, Omega-8, MTF, Lambda-12, whatever, a bunch of MTF dumbass fucking names. These agents are to be retrained in military tactics and special weapons and tactics maneuvers. Agents assigned are to score above 30 on the Hare psychopathy checklist. They can't just go in and shoot a wife and 2 kids in the back of the head. Why the fuck do you need big training for that? You know what I mean?
Because they might get corrupt and not kill them.
They might get corrupt and not kill him. I thought it was only specified to Greg, though. Really, killing the family just seems kind of just, once again, insult to injury. Doesn't it?
They want to make Greg's life miserable.
Oh, because this is the entity writing this.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what I don't like about this? Yeah, you can't tell. How could you tell? You know what I mean?
Who's who? Who's
Yeah.
talking what?
I don't even know the fucking transition that's happening here. Or whatever. It's just, there's nothing to really indicate besides stupid-ass fucking lines that go through the text. Agents assigned to execute research... Oh, God. Talleyrand's mother first, followed by his father. Any animals present in the building are to be terminated. They're to proceed to the location of the researcher Talleyrand's sister, currently a student at Penn State. Okay, whatever. They're gonna go through. They're saying that in this paragraph, go fucking kill every single person in his family. Got it. Termination is to occur via a single shot to the forehead via a Remington 700 sniper rifle. Fired at close range and equipped with a silencer. This is so stupid, dude. This is so fucking dumb. The corpses are then to be nailed to the wall outside researcher Talleyrand's office, Greg's office at H&R Block, and lit on fire after being doused with exactly 10 liters of gasoline. Researcher Talleyrand is to be restrained and made to kneel in front of the corpses. Oh no, Greg! Do I have to pretend that I like this?
No.
It's so fucking epic. God, Talleyrand is so fucked. Researcher Talleyrand's colleagues are to be summarily executed one by one. Yeah. The process is to be carried out by trained agents selected from a variety of containment specialists. Site cafeteria workers are to slip arsenic into the meals of all staff who have had any contact with Researcher Talleyrand, up to and including members of the 05 Council. What kind of fucking psychopath wrote this? So even the cafeteria people, Barbara that he likes down at the cafeteria. Yeah, Barbara, slip arsenic into his fucking meals and make him poison. This entity is a douchebag, dude. This is a fucking nightmare just to like read. A representation of SCP-399 is to be placed on a pedestal made of pure granite and modeled in the Ionic style. This pedestal is to be placed directly in the center of a 5 meter by 5 meter square concrete containment chamber. The vault is to be protected by no fewer than 2 armed guards. So he wants a little shrine to himself?
Yep.
Wants a little shrine to himself. God, that's the best you could do. A fucking granite. Pure granite and modeled in the Ionic style. Like iconography? Or what? What does Ionic style mean? What the fuck does that mean? SCP-399 cannot be contained. Researcher Greg is to be forcibly removed from SCP-399. What does it mean removed, though? I thought SCP-399 was a entity.
I think this might be Research Talleyrand trying to fix things now. So the SCP's like, I cannot be contained. So then Research Talleyrand's like, okay, well, I'm gonna remove you from myself. And then he's like,
oh, so now Researcher Greg and the SCP are now having a Windows argument with themselves. I'm watching it. He's like, okay, well, actually, I'm gonna remove you. So fuck you times infinity. He's like, Researcher Talleyrand is to be terminated. Researcher Talleyrand is to be kept alive by all means necessary. Researcher Talleyrand is to be placed inside SCP-399. Researcher Talleyrand is to be placed as far away from SCP-399 as possible, while still maintaining connection. No. Researcher Talleyrand is not to be killed and placed inside SCP-399. Researcher Talleyrand is not. Researcher Talleyrand is deeply connected with SCP-399. Wow, what a crazy back and forth. Hope you guys have followed along with this because I'm about ready to throw myself out this goddamn window. Welcome to the last episode of SCP Meet. So now we're getting ready for this interview here. Interview 1 with Greg Talleyrand. The best name for an SCP Foundation member is that the SCP is pretending to be a Foundation member and he's interviewing Greg Talleyrand. I hope it's about a raise. Let's play the tapes.
so who are you exactly? I'm Researcher Talleyrand.
Can you say Greg Talleyrand?
I am Greg Talleyrand, one of the researchers assigned to SCP-3999. But we have no records of you anywhere. I told you there's something funny happening to me, but I can't quite describe it. It's like in a dream where things are really disconnected. Disconnected? I have trouble focusing on things now. I just feel a lot of unease. It's like reality has started to feel less real, if that makes sense. But we have no records of you anywhere. You already said that. So who are you exactly? Wait, what's going on here? What site is this? What did you say your name was again, Doctor? Dr.
Redacted. Classic SCP fucking foundation right here.
That's not a name. You just made a noise with your mouth. Why am I...
That's not, you just made a noise with Dr. Can you re-say the Dr. Make up what mouth noise you think he used.
Dr. blah, blah, blah.
If I was Greg Tallerin, I would be pretty upset by that too. I'd be like, what? That's not your name, you just made that noise with your mouth. He's like, no.
Why am I thinking of redactions? How can a word be redacted like that in normal conversation? This interview is terminated.
Wow, what a fucking pussy, dude.
The floors vanish, researcher Tallerin falls into blackness, the room melts, SCP suddenly consumes Dr. blah blah blah.
What? What?
So I guess the SCP is like a room? Or he came in and ate the guy?
That or so is he saying like, I'm falling through the floor? Or I don't get like, the visual here is, unless they're just giving us,
I think it's just, yeah, it's like
just giving us visuals of his dream.
Yeah.
All right, thank God the special containment procedure gets to continue here. Researcher Tallerin is to live with his mother until this whole thing blows over. Oh, trust me, dude. After my first divorce, same fucking thing, Greg. Me and Greg are in the same boat now. All right, then we get a notice from the Foundation records or some bullshit at the top here. SCP-399 is dead. Kind of brutal. Greg has been tasked with containing SCP-399 by living out his full life from the moment of his birth to his eventual death. He has lived life to the fullest and enjoyed good things in life, as well as the company of his friends and family. I like how it's all scratched out. This is slowly becoming an actual divorce document. This is exactly what your divorce lawyers see whenever your wife takes everything from you. Till death do us part. Yeah, right, bitch. Researcher Greg is dead. But he's not because it's scratched out. The most advisable course of action is for researcher Greg, believed to be the focal point of SCP-399, to remove himself from contact with all of his own ego. This literally could not read more like his ex-wife wrote this. To remove himself from contact with all of his own ego? You're just so full of yourself, Greg. We get it, Greg. Baby, please go back. Researcher Greg is to mediate at least twice a week to clear his mind of any bad thoughts. Okay, marriage counselor. Should this fail, termination is to occur via a single shot of the forehead with a Remington 700 sniper rifle at close range equipped with a silencer. Why do we keep going back to the Remington 700? What is so? Literally, this is some kid who was thinking about going to a school and his dad has a Remington 700 sniper rifle. And he's like, I'll just buy a silencer off eBay. Should SCP-399 prevent this, the corpse of Greg is to be dispatched with an MP5 10 machine gun. What? Personnel are to ignore any signs of distress made by the entity at this time. So is he saying that he's, wait, what? Dispatched with an MP5? What does that mean?
They have MP5s in there. They go up and shoot him.
Oh, well, I thought they said the corpse, though.
Oh, to make sure he's dead then.
Oh, so he's just, he's dead, and then just go up and then just shoot him a bunch of times with the MP5. Yeah. And then you take out an MP5, and then you take out the Remington 700 one more time, and you fucking shoot him in the face again with the silencer off. All colleagues of Researcher Greg to remove their hands and rip out their eyes in the presence before. I don't know what the fuck it is with SCP stuff. I wonder, I think a lot of people fall into this trope or whatever, but ripping out eyes and stuff, I feel like there's other horrifying things you can do, right?
Name one. Name one.
Divorce your husband after 15 years of devoted marriage and take all the assets. That's probably more horrifying than ripping out your eyes, I would assume. Everything you've ever worked for as a joint couple just gets awarded to the other party. It doesn't matter. SCP-3999 is to be contained in a standard humanoid containment chamber fitted with one bed, one television with a DVD player. Nice. 3 romantic comedies of staff's choice. What the fuck are we doing? And a bedside table made of living alligator flesh. At the end of the month, it is to be terminated with an MP5 10 submachine gun. Following its reappearance of SCP-399 alongside researcher Greg are to be delivered to the Church of Broken God as a gift. All church operatives are to be informed that SCP-399 is a Maxwellist artifact of great importance. SCP-399 is to be allowed access to researcher Greg's sister, currently a student at Penn State University. Oh god. Isn't Penn State, is that where Jerry Sandusky was at? You guys remember Jerry Sandusky?
Yeah. Did he,
He did like a basketball camp.
Penn State University.
Ooh! How do we know SCP-399 is not the ghost of Jerry Sandusky?
Could be.
How do we know? SCP-399, at the prompting of his armed escort, of course, with all of his guns, is to brutally Researcher Talleyrand's sister and then rip out her eyeballs. God, this is written by a fucking 9-year-old. You know what I like though? Go up a little bit. You know what I like is he says, is to brutally as if there is a way to softly is to gently butterfly kisses researcher Talleyrand's sister and then rip out her eyeballs and her gutty works. It is then to use its abilities and reverse the damage it has perpetrated. It is then to take her out for a banana split at Myers Dairy, a local ice cream shop in Penn State region following this. Why does he have to the girl, rip out her eyes, gutty works, and then be like, and then he redoes it to where now she's back and she's fucking traumatized and I take her out to Dairy Queen. And then I take a Remington 700 sniper rifle and I fucking shoot her in the face with the silencer. And I redo that and we go get fries. SCP-399 is highly dangerous to the lives of all personnel. Researcher Greg is to be contained within a 2 meter by 2 meter cube constructed of a telekill alloy. Oh, another notice! Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. Do not look at SCP-399. It cannot harm you if you do not look at it. Do not look directly at it. Do not form a mental picture in your head of SCP-399. I like how it's like, do not form a mental picture in your head of SCP-3999. It's just like you picture just like Jerry Seinfeld. Oh God, don't do that. And it's like, you probably, have you seen my Remington 700? If you do receive a visual image of it, you will die. If you even try to comprehend it, you will die. How do you not try to comprehend something that is like you're thinking about? You know what I mean?
Don't think about it.
All personnel are to convert to Buddhism and SCP-399 hates you. Okay. See, I'm telling you, dude. I don't know what child in Indiana wrote this. But they got a lot going on, dude, in their head. And then, we get a little stage play here, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going into a stage play for some reason. In this document, in this SCP document, there is a stage play. And stage play begins now.
Researcher Talleyrand, 30s, bright, increasingly anxious.
Well, hold on a second. What do you think? Do you think when they say 30s, are you thinking like 30, 31? Or do you think he's like 39?
I was gonna say, I picture mid-30s.
So 35?
35, 36.
At 35, we'll be halfway, why not?
Researcher Talleyrand stands next to the door leading out to SCP-399's containment chamber. He's pounding on the door, frustrated that there's nobody there to save him and scared for his life. Let me out! Let me out! This isn't funny, guys! This thing is slowly killing me in here. I'm trapped with it.
Reread that last line, though.
I'm trapped with it?
No.
Oh,
the whole thing.
Let me out! Let me out! This isn't funny, guys. This thing is slowly killing me in here. I'm trapped with it.
I like how it sounds like Jerry Seinfeld. It really does. Kramer!
All
right.
Medium close-up, Talleyrand's sweaty face, eyes darting.
SCP-399 screeched horribly.
SCP-3999 loves cats and is to be provided with 1 cat a month for good behavior. Researcher Talleyrand frantically exits stage right, only to stumble fearfully on stage again. SCP-3999 is to be provided with 10 D-Class a month for good behavior.
So that's 10 people, 10 inmates. So I'm guessing he's moved his love from eating cats to eating people.
Researcher Greg frantically tried to run out the door, only to run into a wall of solid concrete where the exit to reality should be.
Pause. He literally does a fucking Wile E. Coyote into the wall. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The guy who wrote this wrote a legitimate Looney Tunes gag into the fucking script. Oh, God. God.
Strangely, despite it only being a solid wall, he could recognize that it was a segment of some great pedestal, chipped by some eldritch sculptor.
Oh, God. In the ionic fashion, yeah. Oh, deja vu, huh?
He shook those thoughts out of his head. So, he thought quickly, I'm trapped in whatever this place is with this thing, and there's no outside reality anymore. It defied description. It was chaos.
Oh, it was chaos itself. I'm telling you, dude, every time I think of that, I just think of like, literally like we said before in one of our other videos, it's like the Grim Reaper holding 2 handguns. like pointing at, it's like one of those shirts. I'm chaos itself. Also, like, it's like he's trying to wrap his head around what exactly this thing was, and he's like, I'm trapped in whatever this place is with this thing, and there's no outside reality anymore. You know what it kind of reads? It almost reads like an old 60s Twilight Zone episode, like that mid-Atlantic kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I'm trapped in whatever this place is with this thing, and there's no outside reality anymore. All right, end of screenplay. SCP-399 is to be contained. He clawed at the door, despite being unsure of what the floor was even made of. SCP-399 is to be contained. He was able to tear a little hole. Uh-oh. Where are we going with this now, Nick? He was able to tear a little hole, huh? SCP-399 is to be contained. He would see the light beneath it. SCP-399 is to be contained. He thought of his family, his colleagues, his work, anything about the world as it was, back when it existed. SCP-399 cannot be contained, or it can be contained. It is to be contained. The hole is open. SCP-399 is to be contained. SCP-399. SCP-399 is to be contained by everything I find in itself. Whatever. There's going to be a lot of SCP stuff. I'm not going to read all of it out loud because I feel silly doing so. Okay? Once a month, SCP-399 is to infect researcher Greg with tapeworms. Eat my dookie. Between 50,000 and 60,000 tapeworm eggs are to be injected into researcher Greg's bladder by members of MTF Lambda 14. I don't know if that's what they do. Is that what they do? MTF Lambda 14, all they do is they just inject tapeworm eggs into people?
That's what yeah.
Well, now I know. I wish I knew. Once a year, SCP-399 is to be designated Godhead, Immortal, and Supreme. I don't think that's even a title. I think that he's going into different factions now. He's like going into like a Warhammer and shit. Once a year, SCP-399 is to be designated a level 5 member of staff and is to be ritually slaughtered in a manner consistent with rural Hungarian traditions and sales of novels about Egyptology and determined by Department of Meta-Analysis. Wow. That's awesome. How many more pages we got? 9. We're halfway. My God. My word. Researcher Tyler is to have a hose attached to a tank of water inserted into his rectum. Water is to flow into his body until inflation is observed by personnel and his body achieves a spherical shape. What are these Looney Tunes the actions he's putting in? He's supposed to put a hose up his ass and make him into a giant water balloon until he pops. It's like, okay. Researcher Tyler is to contain SCP-399 by dying repeatedly. That is so fucking sick. SCP-399 is everything that was wrong with the world. That is so fucking sick, dude. SCP-399 is lolcats? When was this written, Nick?
2017.
2017 and he still used lolcats? That can't be right? Awkward turtle. SCP-399 is awkward turtle. So now we're kind of going in through here, just to paraphrase, the SCP-399 is kind of still going through and he's putting in his own little cringy stuff that keeps getting redacted and they keep going through, showing in all of these kinds of lines, you know what I mean? All kinds of weird stuff that Greg's like, what the hell's happening? And there's a stage play, I don't know what's really going on. SCP-399 is all of above, at once, forever, at all times, in your dreams. This can be the only conclusive fact, so stop asking. What a moody little bitch. Special containment procedure. Oh, we're continuing that. So now we're back to this, which researcher Greg is to be given primary control of SCP-399 and a containment site, Site 100, and to be erected to aid in containment of SCP-399. Researcher Greg's college roommate's pet is to be ritually sacrificed at a random location. Doesn't you have to really put ritually? Can you just be like, researcher Greg's college roommate's pet is to be killed at a random location with Grand Teton National Park? The corpse's brains are to be dashed against a rock and consumed with hot buttery bowl of popcorn, a hot buttery bowl of popcorn and refreshing Coca-Cola, rights reserved. He put the rights reserved thing, Nick. He put rights reserved for Coca-Cola in the document. How much more of this is there?
This is a lot of repeating stuff.
Keep scrolling.
Please enjoy the show. Only at AMC theaters. Only at SCP-399.
Only at AMC theaters.
Help, please.
Only at AMC theaters, Nick. Only at AMC theaters, Nick. Coca-Cola rights reserved, Nick.
Here's the second interview. So this is a real interview.
Oh, good. Play the fucking real interview.
Finally, this is how it should be. The scientist interviewing the anomaly. I am the one in charge now. I have brought order. It's staying this way. Do not threaten me now. Without me, you wouldn't have been able to achieve any of this. Even you cannot survive without order. You latched onto me and still need me. A pathetic excuse for order to exist. This is pathetic. You're pathetic. You can't frighten me anymore.
That's good, dude. I like that.
For the first million years of nonsensical containment procedures and tortures and dream logic, it was the worst pain I had ever felt, but I survived. For the second million years of nonsensical containment procedure, it was still the hardest thing I'd ever done, but I survived. By the third million years, I was going dumb.
Oh, God.
There's only so many times you can watch anything before you grow numb. But you know what, you motherfucker? I survived, which is more than you can claim, you dumb brute.
I'm in hell! God!
Because you never lived at all. If I end you, things will return to normal. I refuse to believe there's more of this. Of you having the O5 cancel abuse my mother with a, I don't know, the corpse of Jack Nicholson made of Fritos. Jesus. God. I refuse to believe the only thing left in the entire multiverse is your stupidity. So who are you exactly? Ask yourself that. Who are you before a human who's ready to fight? You're nothing but the primordial ooze. And I am ready to fight. I am numb to your bullshit. But here's the thing about horror and weirdness. The more you reveal of it, the less effect it has. I am sick of your horror. I am sick of you. I'd say see you in hell, but we're already there. SCP-3999 melts researcher Talon for 5 years. Dunkalo wolves slurp up the goo. SCP-3999 is immortal. End log. Wow.
So Greg unalived himself, and now the document resets here. So it's no longer an Apollyon, it's a neutralized class, which, the designation neutralized is assigned to any subject that has some way had its usual properties removed, normally by destruction, death, or removal from some continuum of reference. Research into neutralization of Keter-class SCPs is always a top priority for the Foundation. Who gives a fuck? So SCP-399 was contained at Site-118 in an airtight Keter containment cell. 4 armed guards were found stationed outside the containment cell. The interior of the containment cell consists of kilometer-long shaft into the earth, coated with acid-resistant plates. Every 30 meters, the walls are lined with Scranton, Pennsylvania, the office, reality anchors, all of which appear to have violently exploded. What? How did Greg blow himself up? That's what they're trying to insinuate, right?
Yeah.
Greg blew himself up? Okay. SCP-399 was apparently a Keter-class object, possibly an entity of some kind. It is currently unknown what other properties SCP-399 might have had. SCP-399's containment chamber was discovered during a routine inspection of all Keter-class containment chambers at Site-118. RISA, which we'll put that up, whatever that means here, has confirmed that no records of SCP-399 exist within the database. All information concerning the nature of SCP-399 has been determined based on the containment chamber's composition and recovered documentation from within. The 4 guards assigned to SCP-399 were found to have significant memory loss. It could not determine how they got to SCP-399. What a fucking nightmare to work there, dude. You know what I mean? Who the fuck? Who wants to have a job there?
Me.
Okay. At the bottom of SCP-399's containment chamber, the corpse of Level 3 researcher... Fuck! James Talleyrand. Oh, I was so close. I'm going to stick with Greg. I like Greg. Researcher Greg had disappeared almost directly following reassignment to Site-118. A Foundation-assigned cell phone was found on his body, containing only a piece of text resembling a containment procedure of SCP-399, but with many stylistic deviations and nonsensical procedures as well. Blank information concerning the nature of Foundation. From it, it has been determined that researcher Greg was assigned to SCP-399, and SCP-399 had significant reality warping properties. It breached containment at some point and caused either CK-class reality restructuring event or a ZK-class end-of-reality event, and it was successfully terminated by researcher Greg at the cost of his own life, reversing said event. Wow! Greg had to take his own life to save the fucking world. You're welcome. This is a weird one. I think that, The idea of having it be some kind of weird, comical Looney Tunes thing might have worked, but I gotta tell you, I don't know if it's just, this is the last SCP meat.